Well, there's been a huge response from Steam on a lawsuit that they were facing regarding loot boxes in games like Counter-Strike and TF2 and Dota 2. Their response is not that they just accept defeat and that, yeah, they're not going to do loot boxes anymore, so I really think this is an indication that there is going to be quite a legal battle ahead. So to bring you up to speed, about 2 weeks ago, none other than the state of New York actually sued Valve, claiming that the loot boxes are a form of gambling. The loot boxes that are in that game to basically purchase cosmetics at random. And that was that. We haven't really heard anything on it until today, March 11th, Wednesday. This is the response fully from Steam. I've got it linked in the description. It is actually pretty lengthy. I'm just going to go over what I think are the highlights. So we have right here about the New York Attorney General lawsuit against Valve. So they say, "Dear New York customers of Counter-Strike 2, Dota 2, and TF2, you may have seen the New York Attorney General recently filed a lawsuit against Valve claiming mysterious boxes like crates, cases, and chests in some of our games violate New York gambling laws. We do not believe that they do, and we're disappointed to see the New York Attorney General make that claim after working to educate them about our virtual items and mystery boxes since they first reached out to us in early 2023. We rarely talk about litigation, but we felt we should explain the situation to you." So this does say a lot, but this really does, in my opinion, the highlight here is that it paints the picture that, yeah, about 3 years ago, New York actually reached out to Valve, I guess maybe to try to work this out unofficially, informally. Steam tried, quote unquote, educating them, and I guess an agreement couldn't be made. So they say, "We shared with the New York Attorney General that these types of boxes, the loot boxes, in our games are widely used, not just in video games, but in the tangible world as well, where generations have grown up opening baseball card packs and blind boxes and bags, and then trading and selling the items they receive. On the physical side, popular products used in this way include baseball cards, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, and Labubu. In the game space, digital packs similar to our boxes date back to 2004 and are in widespread use. Players don't have to open mystery boxes to play Valve games. In fact, most of you don't open any boxes at all and just play the games because the items in the boxes are purely cosmetic. There is no disadvantage to a player not spending money." Yeah, and really, for the most part, I really agree like 100% with what they're saying here. They do actually bring up a very good point. The whole concept of a loot box is really the same thing as buying a mystery, card pack for like the Pokemon trading cards, hoping to get the rare item, and maybe you even want to resell that rare item if you get it. Yeah, that could be a form of gambling. I mean, little did I know when I was like 8 years old that was kind of like gambling. Thankfully, I guess I didn't get the high from it that really got me hooked into my adulthood, but nonetheless, a good point was made there by Valve. Now, they also say the New York Attorney General also proposed to gather additional information beyond what we normally collect in the course of processing payments about each game user on the off chance someone in New York was anonymizing their location to appear outside of New York, such as by using a VPN. This would have involved implementing invasive technologies for every user worldwide. Similarly, the New York Egg demanded that Valve collect more personal data about our users to do additional age verification. Even though most payment methods used by New York Steam users already have age verification built in, Valve knows our users care about the security of their personal information, and we believe it is in our and their interest to only collect the info necessary to operate the business and comply with law. Again, here, I really mostly agree with this. I think it is good that Valve wants to only collect, the only necessary info that is needed when processing a payment. They're not trying to collect everything. Sounds like New York was trying to do that, if what Valve is saying is true. Now, this one's also kind of interesting. It kind of says at the end here, "In addition, although this case is about mystery boxes, we feel the need to address comments made by the New York Attorney General about games, real-world violence, and children. Those extraneous comments are a distraction and a mischaracterization theorization we have all heard before. Numerous studies throughout the year have conducted. There is no link between media and real-world violence. Indeed, many studies highlight the beneficial impact of games to users. Yeah, this I was not very familiar of, but I guess maybe when announcing this, the New York Attorney General made some comments. Sounds like they were kind of the typical comments, people saying, oh, we might have to be worried about video games when it comes to real-life violence. I'm, of course, assuming. I don't really know what was actually said, but according to Valve, this may have been kind of similar to what was said. Now, they end it by saying, ultimately, a court will decide whose position, ours or the New York Attorney General's, is correct. In the meantime, we wanted to make sure you were aware of the potential impact to users in New York and elsewhere. Yeah, this is, I think, a pretty good follow-up overall that Steam and that Valve has issued, whether you totally agree with it or not. With all the points that are made, yeah, it sounds like Steam and it sounds like Valve, they are hitting back hard, and they are not just bowing out of this. There may be a legal battle that will now commence.